Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined by Mr. Gilbert Nyatanyi, the CEO of Agaciro Development Fund, the sovereign wealth fund of the country of Rwanda. How are you doing today, Mr. Nyatanyi?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fine as well. Thanks for asking. So, getting right into things, could you provide an overview of Agaciro and its objectives?
Well, I start with taking you back into time in 2012 when the country was going through some difficult times in its relations with international partners. Some of the funding were put on hold or frozen or even canceled. So the idea came up that yes, this happened once, or it can also happen twice or thrice. So what do you do in such case? So came up the idea of having a fund which could show that at a certain point Rwandans and Rwanda can take care of itself. And that's where the idea came from Agaciro Development Fund. Agaciro meaning dignity. So let's show our dignity, let's show our self-reliance, self-worthiness. And it's quite different from other sovereign wealth funds because the income really didn't come from natural resources like oil, gas, gold, diamond, or budget surplus. The income were really from voluntary contributions from the private and public sector, Friends of Rwanda, diaspora, and these were really the main source of income until April 2020, when we were at an average of $300,000 per month. Again, voluntary contributions without expecting nothing in return, but just to show our dignity, our agachiro.
Wow.
So that's how the fund grew. In 2012, of course, when the contributions were phased out, one of the challenges was to find alternative sources of income. And on the other side, since 2018, government has been transferring progressively some of its shareholding in different companies to Agaciro, making it de facto a holding company. Now, as we speak, we are shareholder in 29 companies. So one of the challenges again was to see how to streamline and to harmonize this portfolio in order to maximize the value of our shareholding. As we speak again, unaudited financials, we are now at 284 million United States dollars assets under management, being it equity investments and fixed income investments. The subdivision is about 71 equity investment and 27 fixed income, and the remaining is other assets, property, plant, equipment, receivables, and other assets. That's it in a nutshell for the moment.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And regarding the private market investments that you make, what are your criteria there? What are you looking for?
Really, for the time being, I would say we are quite, in terms of sector, we are quite sector agnostic. We are patient investors because we are also saving for future generations. And of course, we look at a return, but it's not like that we say we have a specific exit strategy. We invest today, in 5 years or 7 years, we exit. Yes, return is important, but also impact is very important.
Right. And speaking of impact, can you share some of the key accomplishments or impact that the fund has had since it's been established?
Maybe one of the examples I can give is a company called Africa Improved Food, which makes fortified blended food to fight malnutrition. Agaciro is shareholder in this company, and unfortunately, stunting is one of the problems Rwanda is facing at the moment. We are at 33%, looking at reducing it to 19%, and Africa Improved Food is one of the actors contributing to that. More recently, we are investing together with OCP from Morocco. in a fertilizer blending plant in Rwanda, because fertilizer are imported, subsidized by government. So this will be a big relief for government if these subsidies are taken away, and if you can blend and specifically make them tailor-made per location for Rwanda. So these are two concrete and tangible examples which can be presented.
Thank you. And in what other ways does the fund support entrepreneurship and job creation in Rwanda? You just mentioned a plant right now, but are there other areas in which or job creation is supported?
What we do among these 29 companies, some are among the largest companies in Rwanda, others are more modest. But we try, first of all, to emphasize and to focus on corporate governance, because it's really important. Corporate governance structure, healthy financials, and once you have that in place, you already contribute a big part to the socio-economic development. If need be, we also support them financially, shareholders loan, or as a guarantor, just to allow this company to further expand or to further being active in the whole of the country, and to make their contribution. So once you are able to at least add that value, then automatically job creations and other impact on society follows.
Understood. And in terms of international plans, like what ways do you see the fund collaborating with other, I guess, international partners to maximize its global impact?
I see it in two ways. And again, going back into time, with these contributions coming in, be there snow, rain, or sunshine, or whatever, the contributions were coming in. So there was somehow a comfort zone. Money comes in, you just put it in a zero risk investment, which is, for example, treasury bonds or term deposits. You put 10 million there. Next year, same day, you go, you collect the 10 million, your 10% interest, and you just do the same. Now that we are moving from an income collecting fund to an income generating fund, we really need to reposition ourselves and go out and look for international partners, local partners, co-investments, and partnerships. So we are reaching out to be it local partners or international partners to see what we can do together, so that we can diversify our investment, be it in terms of currency, but also be it in terms of asset classes and in terms of geography. So this is part of really our new repositioning for the coming years, and where we are looking at. And also equally, investors looking at Rwanda, we can be a partner in different ways. We can be a name partner if you want a reliable, trusted partner. We are available. We can be a financial partner if you are investing and are looking for a co-investor. We are also available. And thirdly, we are a patient partner. As I said, we are saving for future generations, so we can patiently wait for 5, 10, and even 15, 20 years.
Right. And could you speak on your vision for what you would ultimately like the fund to accomplish at the end of the day?
Well, we have a very ambitious leadership. So ourselves, we are also ambitious. I mentioned we are at $284 million asset under management. We would like to hit the 300 million at the end of this year, and then use this really as a starting point, as a basis, or as seed capital to grow further, having a target of at least 1 billion, and making impact, as I said, on Rwandan socioeconomic landscape. That's one, and also being able to have a return for the future generations. We are working on a strategic plan. should be ready by the end of August, where we look at where we stand, where do we want to be in 5 years, and how do we get there. So we will be able to, of course, share what we are looking at, how we are looking at it, and how we will do it. But this is something we are really working very hard on to make sure we are ready for 2030.
Thank you. And could you share some insights or details about your upcoming, the African Sovereign Investors Forum, and what is the goal of the forum, and how do you see it facilitating collaboration among other sovereign wealth funds in Africa?
So the African Sovereign Investors Forum was launched last year in Morocco. Um, Itmar Capital, the Moroccan Sovereign Wealth Fund, has really been the engine for this and really very instrumental in this. It has now, for the moment, 10 African Sovereign Wealth Funds. We hope to see others joining with our annual general meeting, which is taking place on 6th and 7th July in Rwanda, in Kigali Marriott Hotel. And the main objective really is, yes, we have sovereign wealth funds in Africa, but how do we work together? What do we do together? Is everybody working in silos? Apparently, yes. So let's now move out of the silos and collaborate, identify common projects, co-investments, partnerships, and make it happen. So we've been discussing for a while. It has been launched last year. So this year we should really try to move from discussions to something tangible, something concrete that we can showcase.
No, I think that's a great idea. Even on this end, I'm very interested in seeing how more Black venture capital, private equity, and other investment firms can also not work so much in silos, but also come together and make co-investments. So I'm very interested in that strategy. So I'm glad to hear that that is a thought that's on your mind as well for the sovereign wealth funds in Africa also. And I'd be very interested to see how that plays out. Um, I guess so. In closing, are there any other thoughts you have on the fund or what people should know about it and how to engage either the fund itself, the event that you have coming up, or your office?
Well, I would like to come back on the name of the fund, Agaciro Dignity. It's a very strong word. It's a very strong concept in Rwanda, and indeed, without Agaciro, without dignity, you cannot have a vision. You don't know the way forward if you don't have your own dignity. So it's important not only for Rwanda but also for Africa and beyond Africa. And very really proud to have this as a concept and especially as the name for our fund. That's one. Two, very much open and flexible to see what kind of synergies, collaborations can be developed in the on the basis of a partnership. It should not be one way. It should be really goes in both way, and very much open and interested to explore that.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Mr. Gilbert, thank you so much for your time. It was great to learn more about the fund and the upcoming events, and look forward to hearing more from you and the updates on your investments in the near future.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for thinking about us. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to explain what we stand for and what we are looking for. And as I said, we remain very open and available.
Thank you so much. You have a great rest of the day, and we shall talk soon.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So